everyone, and today we talk about a topic, one of the topics that's actually the most requested topic when it comes to business startups, and that is funding. There is actually two ways to launch your business, and that is one with funding or two without funding. So 99% of businesses in South Africa alone fall into the second category, and people are actually launching their businesses without any financial assistance, right? They then fund each month's operations through the sales, either from their products or from their services, right? So this is also known as bootstrapping. And you can learn more about that on how to bootstrap your business in an article which I'm going to link below. But that is actually when you launch your business without funding. So some startups can't actually be launched without business funding. So most of them reach a point where they feel that they need some capital to help them, to support them grow, or maybe sometimes it's just to fulfill a large order, right? So this is where business funders come in, from banks to venture capitalist firms and even the government. There are substantial resources of financial aid available for you to boost your business venture. Just so that you can know what type of business funding suits your business the best. Some examples of these are government grants, loans financing, equity funding, venture capital funding, angel investment funding, personal debt funding. But in today's video specifically, I want to focus on government grant funding. What is government grants, right? Government grants for small businesses are popular with startup because unlike bank loans, they need to be repaid with interest. Grant funding does not need to be repaid, right? This doesn't mean it's free money. Don't get me wrong. The hurdles you need to go through to access partial or full financial support can be intense, right? So to access grant money, you'll have to submit the right paperwork, and your paperwork needs to be 100% correct. Your business will need to align with specific projectives, initiatives that's sometimes listed on that specific agency or department's website, right? So make sure that you approach the best government agency for your business, but don't work together or refer applications to each other, right? Because grants do not need to be repaid, there are strict guidelines for applications, and the process is so lengthy. So sometimes you actually need expert advice to help you through that process of application. And once you're successful though, you will have all the funds you need to launch and grow your South African startup and to actually start changing lives. So here's a pro tip. Government grants are there to support small businesses, right? Your chances of securing funding will increase if you can show that your business can improve the lives of others. I'm going to say that again. Your chances of securing funding will increase if you can show that your business will improve the lives of others. This can be through employment, through solving a problem, or just contributing to economic growth, right? So who are government grants best suited for? Business funding in South Africa is backed by the government. Generally, it supports Black economic empowerment, job creation, and also developing the economy. So most government grants are exclusively for previously disadvantaged individuals, right? And that includes Black-owned, youth-owned, female-owned, right? How are these grants repaid? You don't need to pay them back, not even interest. But there are certain conditions which could be attached to the funding. As an example, they could require you to hire local staff as one of the government's goal in terms of job creation, right? So grants are designed to help you build your business, but also to pay it forward. So if you had that type of mindset, then this is potentially the route that you could go. So consider who else is going to benefit from your small business's success. So what are the pros and the cons of government grants? Some of the pros are that it's not a loan. You don't need to pay it back, right? The government always wants to help you to tick some of those boxes. This means that the barrier to entry is low. And if you are previously disadvantaged, young, female, and you have a solid business idea, you are in. And the funding amount is substantial if you meet the requirements, right? What are some of the cons of government grants is the funding criteria is specific and you may not qualify. You may be required to use the money under certain terms and conditions to benefit your local government. It's also a long process involving a lot of paperwork, sometimes a lot of interviews, and it can sometimes take up to months if your paperwork are not properly completed. Just to mention a few of South African government grant funders, I'm sure you have heard of the National Youth Development Agency, NIDA. They provide business funding to startups and established businesses that's run by young entrepreneurs, right, between the ages of 18 and 35. There's one of the requirements, very strict, 18 to 35, and then the funding ranges from 1,000 to 200,000. So imagine what you could do, what boost it will give your business if you are approved for one of these business fundings. There's also the Youth Pipeline Development Program, and this program is run by the IDC and is designed to help aspiring applicants understand the funding process, fine-tune their request for funding proposals. So they actually help you. It's a development program to help you apply for funding. There's also the Isivanda Women's Fund. This is only available to women. Yes, there's some of those as well. The intention of this fund is to empower female-owned business ventures, right? In addition to funding, education, there's also training offered with that. So as you can see, there's a good couple of South African government grant funders, and all that you have to do, you just have to spend a little bit of time on the internet, go onto our government websites and find these agencies, right? In closing, also some tips to improve your chances of accessing your grant funding. You have to do your research, right? So you have to research each grant fund thoroughly before approaching them. You have to find out what do they stand for, what are they trying to achieve, and who they have awarded grants to in the past. That should be available on the website. I want you to remember this is a long process with a lot of paperwork. I mean, somebody's giving you money for free, basically. You don't want to waste their time on funds that they don't potentially want to invest in a business like yours. You want to make sure that all your paperwork are on point, it's ready for submission, and they are able to access it quickly, understand it, and know exactly what you stand for and what you want to achieve in this. So I hope that this has been helpful. We will continue with these funding videos. I will create a couple more of them because I know that most people would need a boost in their business to support them in getting their business started. Bootstrapping is definitely not for all of us. So if you like this video, please give me a comment, tell me how you feel about it, and subscribe to the channel as well. And of course, watch the next video because this channel is all about entrepreneurs mindset. Bye for now.